What's up, everybody? You know what it is. It is the Are You the One after show, seasons 9 and 10, which means it's the finale. Let's go. Let's get it.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
No matter what, hey,
And every time I step up in the building, everybody's hands go up. And we say that, and we say that, and we say that. Up, down, up, down, up, down. It's all I do. Win, win, win.
Come on, Lem. Let's do it. Let's win, Lem. Let's win, son.
Yes.
Let's win all day.
Let's win.
You know what? You know what's winning?
What?
Seasons 9 and 10.
Oh, yeah.
You just got excited. That's all.
I was
know.
like, wait, I just said that. Seasons
It
9
happens.
and 10.
It's understandable.
You know,
Good.
it's later. You know,
It
I'm
is.
not, right on key like I normally
I get
am,
it. I
you know.
get it.
But it's all good. It's all good,
man.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Are You the One after show, the season finale. That's why we're excited. And man, I mean, 2 episodes in. Mind-boggling, right?
Yes.
Obviously, we're playing this for a reason, but we'll get into it. I don't know where to go, but I'm Lem Gonsalves. You can find me always at the Poet Saint all day, every day. Next to me is the one and only, always holding it down, lipstick popping, Abby Vega.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm Abby Vega. You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at _Abby Vega.
Yeah, and you know what it is, man. Been holding it down since day one.
Yes,
My boy Nino llanera.
Best introductions ever from Mr. Lem Gonsalves. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Nino. You can catch me like always on Nino llanera on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, all that good stuff. Hit me up, y'all.
Yeah. And of course, anchoring as it always is. And this is the OG crew, right?
It
It's
is.
the OG crew.
OG crew.
Anchoring at the end, you know what it is. Dancer extraordinaire.
Oh, yeah.
Desiree Murphy.
Hey guys, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Desiree Murphy _. Let's get it poppin'.
Let's get it
Yes,
super
let's
poppin'.
do it.
Super poppin'.
Oh, God.
Season finale. So right out the gate, did you guys think this was gonna happen the way it does?
Yes.
The way it did.
I had faith in them, and they
I did have
it.
faith.
You had faith. You had
Yes,
faith.
I
You
had
faith.
to have faith.
I just have faith. I feel like it's just because every other season they've done it, so I feel like there's a way to do it, and I think it just always takes them way too long
long
to
time
actually sit down and
have it
think.
happen.
I think it takes them like the pressure and the stress of being like, oh, we only have 2 more tries to get this.
Right.
That they finally sit down and strategize. I feel like until this point they're like drunk. They're like, oh, it's fine. We still have 6 more chances. But then
Right.
eventually it's like, oh wait, we only have 2 more chances.
Right.
So because it's only 20 people. So
Right.
it's like if you sit down and do it, you can probably figure it out.
Which is
It just
funny.
takes you doing
Maybe
it.
they ran out of alcohol because they were a lot more sober in this episode
That's
than
very
in
true.
the other
Yeah.
That is
episode.
true.
Yeah.
There was
sure.
a lot of sobriety going around.
Yes.
Absolutely. And I think too, you look at this whole show, right? This is the 4th season, very successful show.
Not season 9 and 10?
It is not season 9 and 10, contrary to popular belief. But I will say this, it has a formula, and we've talked to, every single episode this season we've had a guest.
Yeah.
And they all kind of say the same thing. And in previous seasons, the same thing, that you get there and you have an agenda. You're like, okay, I know I want to win money and all these kind of things. But when you start playing with those heartstrings, it gets difficult, right?
Yeah.
And you're in the house, and then you find out somebody's not your match, and then you're still in the house with them, and you have to deal with that on top of everything else. So it just becomes this conglomerate kind of situation, and it's really hard to fight through that. And I think people finally, they deal with that the whole time,
Yes.
and then right at the end, they're like, wait, we have to win money.
Yeah,
Right.
and I
Yeah.
think that blackout seriously saved them. I don't think that they would have gotten this money tonight had that blackout not happened.
I agree.
For sure.
Absolutely. So we are going to get into the episode. We do, of course, have a guest
Yes.
that will be
Yes.
joining
I'm
us.
excited about
So
this.
I'm just waiting for them to join us.
Yes.
But in the meantime, this is what we're going to do. We're going to, first of all, we're going to talk to the ladies on the panel, because the ladies on the panel have to let us know some information that is very poignant to this episode and the season, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm gonna help y'all out. So go
Okay,
ahead.
help
Yeah.
us out.
Nina's gonna help out.
Okay.
Come on.
So for the last 3 weeks, we've been talking about this awesome sea salt spray
Yes,
that
got
I am a
texture in the
huge
hand.
fan of. It is great.
Yeah.
So if you subscribe to BeautyCon Box, which is a subscription service that is delivered to your door each season, it's curated by beauty gurus, every single box. You can get this sea salt spray, and we also have this NYX, it's like an orange peach cream that is perfect for the summer.
Is that my color?
Big fan of this. I think it could be.
Is that my color? Okay.
And then also Candy Johnson, she's a YouTube beauty guru. If you follow her on Instagram, you know that her brows are on fleek, and that's because she uses this product right here, which you can also get in this box.
Tori's brows are on fleek.
Yeah.
She might use this stuff. It's over $150 worth of product for just $30. That's pretty cool.
I know. And just for watching the show, we can get you 20% off. All you have to do is use code BoxBuzz.
What?
And you just go to beautycon.com/box to sign up for the service.
Always hooking it up, Desiree.
That's crazy.
Desiree hooking
That is
things
crazy.
up.
I cannot believe that.
I
I
some
just
sea salt spray for your hair,
I
Lem?
think
you know,
some.
I need some,
maybe I
probably.
can use it for
your
my
beard?
my beard. my
Yeah.
stubble. Will it like make it like more manageable?
I don't know. I just sprayed some on right before we actually got
smells
on.
amazing.
It smells good, and texture for this kind of hair
Yeah.
is actually pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it
okay.
makes it give it that little wavy look.
Yes,
Okay.
and if you
Yeah.
sign up for the annual payment plan, you get $20.
Oh,
So you should do it.
That's amazing.
All my beauty gurus out there.
That's a
do
deal.
it.
That is
There
amazing.
you go. Beauty box, y'all.
Yes. So let's get into this episode. So basically, after we had the blackout, right?
Yep.
On the last episode prior to this. So of course, we saw this happen last season, and it's really a situation where everyone is. I mean, there's two things with it, right? It's a gift and a curse.
Yeah.
It's a curse because you lose $250,000,
Right.
right? That's obviously the huge blow. It is a gift in the sense that it is like 10 truth boosts.
Yes.
Because you know
Yes.
that anyone that was sitting together is not a match. So, however, I feel like it was wasted this particular time because there was a lot of people that were sitting together that really weren't, weren't a match.
Right.
Yeah, see, so when last week, I completely said it was a wasted truth booth. But after I looked at some comments that fans left and kind of re-looking at some of the matches, I was thinking it was a little less of a waste because you see people like Camille and Asaf,
Right.
who, even though we never thought they were a strong match,
Right.
they did sit together a few times. We saw Julia and Steven, and I think there were more matches than I originally thought were even worth anything that were proven wrong. So I think it was maybe more of a help than I originally thought it was. Like I said, I don't think it was the best use of a complete blackout, but I think there was more than I originally thought there were.
I mean, I'll give it a little bit, but I still think that they could have thought about it just a little bit more. And it feels like a quarter of the house or half the house was not even aware of the situation, which is like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This time around, though, when you saw them strategizing, they were making sure that everyone was on the same exact page
Exactly.
to do so.
Smart.
You know what I mean? Even when we were nervous at the end, we're like, is
Right.
Asaf going to choose with his heart or is he going to choose with his strategy?
Right.
But they were still on the same page. Minus number 9 when Julia popped out with the randomness with that pick.
You know what I'm really curious
Yeah,
about?
mad.
Is, so last week there was a blackout. Would there have been? Do you think they would have had a better chance? Because last week the one couple that I was thrown off by that they didn't match was Morgan and Tori. Do you think if they would have just had the one beam of Morgan and Tori, I feel like the blackout was probably more beneficial to them. Do you guys agree?
No, I do.
Or do you think if they
agree.
had one beam and them debating between if it was Asaf and Camille or Morgan and Tori, I feel like this was almost more beneficial.
Oh, absolutely.
But if they kept that one beam, like, they would have still been up for the mill.
Yeah, but
It's
it would
gambling,
have been
though.
They would have
harder, I
thought it
think,
was
to put
Morgan
it
and
together.
It could have been
Yeah.
because they said the 10 truth boosts were right there, and then so they gave it more of a leverage. So you might be right or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just wish they won the mill, but I mean,
Exactly, yeah.
$750,000.
That's still good.
That's like $37,500.
It is.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
Yeah,
that's more
It
than...
is. It is. But I think there's somebody that could give us some
Oh,
insight
I think so.
on what happened,
Yes.
especially because she wasn't
Sorry.
matched with Morgan. Ladies and gentlemen,
Sorry.
on Skype, all the way from New York. It's like 1:30 in the morning. Give it up, please.
Yay!
The one and only Tori Deal. Hey!
Can you hear me? I'm like,
Yes.
I'm dying over here.
We are so excited to talk to you. You've been our favorite like the entire season.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm talking to a blank screen right now, but I'm imagining all of you have beautiful faces.
Thank you, Tori. 'cause
We have
do.
amazing
We have
faces. And you
amazing
look like a Snapchat beautiful picture.
I know.
I'm just
Thank you
saying,
so much.
the flowers are bomb. The flowers are
Yeah.
I love it.
So
But
much.
first of all, I just want to thank you so much. I know it's late.
Yes.
And you've been very patient with us. We even got started a little late. So thank you so much. Super excited. We were just talking about you and the reason why, the blackout happened. And we feel like if you and Morgan would have got paired up, there wouldn't have been a blackout. But we want to know your thoughts because since there was a blackout, obviously it's 10 truth booths, right? So
Right.
do you think if you and Morgan were paired up and you were a match, obviously you were, do you think that you would have got the 10 matches at the end?
No.
That's I said that.
You sure did.
I
I
shared
think
Just 2
yeah.
minutes ago.
I
heard
said
you.
that.
Totally. No, totally. And you know what? I think that was spreading throughout the house too. Like when they had to choose between Morgan and I or Cam and Victoria.
Right.
Like me and Morgan were like, oh, they didn't throw us in there because they want us to stay in the house. Like we assumed it had something to do with that. And whether or not they intentionally did it, I definitely don't think they would have got all 10 beans without either one of us in the house.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
You were like the mind of it all.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
You know what? It really looks that way. It really does. But Morgan and I talked about it nonstop.
It seems like Morgan was, even though, kind of he played the role, in the beginning, he was like all about the looks and everything, but he seemed like he really had a good head on his shoulders. And I saw
Totally.
as time progressed that he really showed that as far as, when it came to strategy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like there was like a huge side of him that like I didn't see until like week 4. And like that's real, like I wrote him off from the beginning. I was like, no, I don't like that. I don't know what that is. Like I constantly said like that was the last person that would be my match. And then, turns up he's my match. But
Wow.
you see it now because we connected so much when it came to like just talking like humans. Like
Right.
half the people in the house couldn't even be humans,
Yes, absolutely.
Seriously.
You
Well-
find one person that you can like talk to and you're like, I can work with this conversation. You're not punching walls, you're not punching glass. Like there's
Right.
So like my question is, what's up with you and Morgan now?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, speak on it, girl.
this is so bad.
Look
I
at
know
that.
that's a question gonna come up. I'm pregnant. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God!
We got exclusive, son.
Exclusive. There's an Are You the One baby.
Yeah.
Pregnant with Gio's baby. Uh-oh,
I
crazy.
That's
I'm
crazy.
totally not pregnant. Morgan and I tried to we tried to work it out after the show. We hung out a few times, but like it was just really difficult for me to believe that the connection was really genuine. There was a few things that he said to me that I never said, so I just didn't believe anything he said. For example, and this is exclusive.
Exclusive.
I never told Morgan I liked turtles.
Oh.
And Morgan got me a turtle necklace, which is an awesome gift.
Yeah.
Like, love it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Never told you I liked turtles.
Oh, that's
So,
weird.
Like, do you like turtles?
I mean, like, okay.
Yeah, like you don't love turtles.
They're cool.
Right? Like, it's not like I love turtles.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
Right. Not to be on a necklace, basically.
Yeah.
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 He's like, I know you said you liked turtles, And I was like, did I say
Oh.
that?
It's like I don't really like turtles
Maybe it was
though.
after a couple of
Backed over
drinks.
That's hilarious. I really want to talk about this rap battle.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Epic.
yes.
Because, yo,
Boy.
I'm telling you, like, first of all, I was like, okay, Gio and Tori. Okay. I knew you had skills because, of course, you could sing,
Yeah.
you could dance. I saw the twerking action, So I believed that you could do what you were going to do. I was not ready for what you did.
Right.
Murder.
That's all I'm
Murder.
gonna say. That's all
Yeah.
I'm gonna say. And I just need to know, like, obviously, editing and all that kind of stuff, right? And I saw that you kind of got the girls on your side, which helped, but not that you needed them because you still killed it. But how much time did you take
Thank
to
you.
come up with the freestyle?
So basically, he hit me up in the morning.
Okay.
He was up to me. He's like, yo. I'm like, hey. I was like half asleep. No makeup on. I
love it.
So happy they didn't air that part.
I love it.
I was like, let's wrap that. I was like, okay. So then we probably spent the entire, each of us probably spent the entire day thinking about stuff to say. Meanwhile, they only aired half of the rap battle.
Really?
Really? So you guys went in?
Yeah. So there's unwritten bars that haven't been released yet. I guess.
Like what?
gosh,
Like
we
what?
need to
Do you
see
remember
these.
some?
Oh, absolutely, I remember it.
Can you hit me with just a little bit?
Yeah.
Just a little bit, Tori. Give me like
Yeah,
one
it was
line.
like, so after that second part where I'm like, you're so defensive, no one will defend you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think they took this out because they think it sounds racist, but I'm totally not racist, so just bear with me. This could go either way, but I'm just gonna be honest, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm not racist. I have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
So it's like you're so defensive, no one will defend you except for motherfucking ASAF. He gas you up just like an Arab. Hate that. We smoke these boys and they just vape back. I'll take that. You crying to your mommy. You're Spanish, but your name is Giovanni. Boy, I cut you off just like pastrami. Just like he gonna cut off that Kaitlyn.
It.
So good.
I love it.
More in than what they showed.
Wow.
I love it. I feel like we all said right when he was going on, I was just like, no, there's just no way she's about to tear him a new one. Like, there's
Not
no
even a
way.
question. Yeah.
It was so awesome. I think we were all like screaming.
like,
Oh yeah. Oh, the third
like-
eye line. Oh, the third
Yeah.
eye line.
Oh,
It was
God.
done.
Eye.
It was done. We
That's
were done.
awesome.
Like we were watching the episode, and we literally was just like, oh, like we were like falling over each other.
Yeah, my
and,
headphones
like,
came off and had to
Yo.
go hug the wall for a second.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
So
that was
good.
that was literally my best scene in all 4 seasons of Are You the One?
I completely
Okay.
For
agree.
real, all the
Shut-
shenanigans that's happened.
Shut
No,
up.
I'm not even gassing
No.
you. I'm not even gassing you.
It was epic.
I've watched all 4 seasons, covered 3 seasons here at AfterBuzz. My favorite scene whatsoever.
It was so good, but I have to say I was genuinely very confused, even though it was Gio, that he took like genuine offense to it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if they edited that weird, but like I was very shocked that
But
he
it's
genuinely
Gio,
was
though. You
like.
knew he was gonna be salty.
I don't know. I've told you guys, I still like expect. I give them the benefit of the doubt
Yeah.
because I know how
So
editing
nice.
can be.
Right.
But like that was clearly such like a joking, like we're having a rap battle, like we
And it was
talked
his
about
idea.
it. So I was so confused that he was that upset
You know-
by it.
You know what I think it was? Like he was just already there. You know what I mean? And I don't think that he really thought it was going to go that way. I
Right.
think he really genuinely underestimated
Oh,
the
absolutely.
power of like a group.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
We put this on our foreheads and they flew back.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen so many like
Yes.
I can't. Abby, you're too nice. I can't. I've been asking Gio to come to the show for the past like
man.
2 weeks.
I know.
I have gotten no response whatsoever, even through
Yeah.
Skype. We got Tori up here on
Yeah,
Skype,
yeah.
all the way
Yeah.
from New York. You know what I
I
mean?
know.
Yeah, it just whatever. We know.
Whatever.
We know. We know.
I just tried.
Yeah,
I tried.
no, yeah.
I tried.
But no, I mean it was definitely an epic part of the show, and I think it was also like, even though he took it the way he did, which I wasn't surprised because that's kind of how it's been
Correct.
all season. But I think it was also, and could correct me if I'm wrong, but watching it, it probably was a kind of a stress relief. You're kind of bonding together. You're trying to figure out. You're getting to the end of the situation, and you got to find these matches. And I think it was just a great way to kind of be playful and not be at each other's throats, kind of situation.
totally. And you know what? It was his idea too, It was his idea.
Yeah,
like,
it was his idea.
You gotta give him credit for that. Like, you
Right.
can see it. Like, he's not a bad person.
Right.
I really don't think Gio's a bad person at all. I think that he just got really caught up in his emotions, and he felt super comfortable doing this. But then, like, seeing the backlash of it, I don't think that's why he went off to the extent that he went off. But it definitely propelled him to get that angry, because that
Absolutely.
happened.
Oh, absolutely.
You did that, girl. You did that. Look at that.
I know.
I want to ask you also, talking about, again, on this, we had 2 episodes that we watched, right? So the 9th episode, the first matchup ceremony, obviously the one where you didn't win yet, and you ended up getting matched with Asaf, and you were already not a match. I just need to know, the level of anger that had to be flowing, because realistically, it was just like so. I just couldn't believe it got to that point, and people, it's like, yo, it's the 9th. You should know by now. Like, please enlighten me, because I was so frustrated for you.
Totally. You know what? Like, there's nothing that Fran could have done. So, like, we knew at that point in time that Fran and Asaf couldn't have been a match based off of the beams that we had lined up previously.
Right.
So we knew that they couldn't be a match. So we know that I can't be a match with Asaf also. But it's smarter to put me with Asaf, because at least we know for certain, 1,000% we're not a match.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you have to come to calculating it all later, you have a better chance of winning.
Sure.
So it was for the sake of the game, like, fine, whatever, I'll sit next to the kid. Don't get me wrong, Asaf's a great guy, but like, we went through a lot. You know what I mean? Like, after whatever, we took our space from each other. So like, I was just like, oh, here I am, with you again. This is gonna go
Lentil
down.
booty.
Lentil booty. Yeah.
Yeah, he was on the show last week, and we called him Lentil Booty because he had eaten the lentils off your booty, and he was like, yeah, it's good. Yeah. Lentil booty. Yeah, that dude's crazy. He's super
I'm
cool.
so ashamed. Everybody eats something off of my body.
That's true, right?
Yeah,
all
we have
season.
seen a lot of that.
Lentils.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Did we miss anything else that didn't show on air? Any more exclusives, girl?
She's like, oh, no, not saying
That's okay.
anything.
We've loved you from day one.
I know.
We have loved you from day one.
Oh, God.
I think so. A little bit.
Thank you.
She's like,
Thank you.
So much.
We don't
Like,
care what people are eating off of you. We still loved you the whole time.
Everybody ate everything off me.
So obviously, you guys ended up winning. You got $750,000 to split between the 20 of you. Congratulations on that.
Congrats.
Yay.
That's awesome.
So dope. I would like to know, this happens, and I know that, I've talked to other people and ending the season and kind of, getting that match. What was it for you specifically, finding not only that Morgan was your match, because you kind of talked about it was the best of both worlds because, strategically it worked and emotionally it worked as well, but you, as a collective whole, did you guys band together? Was there still animosity? What was the feeling afterwards?
Between Morgan and I?
No, just as the house in general.
You know what? I think everyone was just so ready to get the F out of there that we bonded on the fact that we were like, get us out, Like, we just all felt so trapped. Everybody was losing their minds. I was talking to myself 3 times a day. I made
specifically 3 times a day.
7 dolls out of blades of grass in the backyard. I was searching for sanity. So I think we all bonded on the fact that it was over.
Yeah.
And after that, there's no animosity between myself and anyone on the show. I don't feel any type of way about anybody anymore. It's just, it was an amazing experience to have with everybody. We won the money. Some people left with love, some people didn't, but we survived.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
That's actually one question I had, because I feel like of most of the people, by the end of the show, you and Morgan actually had a connection romantically. But with that being said, even at the end of the show, the last couple weeks, were you still in it more for I want to win this money? Or at that point were you I'd rather at least have this connection with Morgan? I know that's a weird question because it's money over love, but in this situation, you can't blame someone for just wanting the money, I don't think. What would you say? So would you say?
No, right, totally not. I went in there not expecting, and honestly not expecting to find love. I really didn't. I was just like, there's no way that this is actually going to work. Right. I really doubted the whole thing. So, and even when I started connecting with Morgan, I really did doubt it. I was like, I don't know. I don't see it. He picked me. I'm going to give him a chance. Mm-hmm. And then the more and more and more I talked to him, I was like, wow, this is crazy. So I went into it really, really, really doubting it, and then left looking at it completely differently because I found something that I didn't think I was going to find. Mm-hmm. Even though Morgan and I still aren't together, I see why somebody like him was put in my life. I see the purpose in that. So I grew so much from it, like mentally, that if I walked away with anything, I'm just happy it was that understanding that somebody so different from you actually can be beneficial for you as a person. So F the money, F love. Like, I learned so much about myself, you know?
That's awesome.
So, are you dating anyone now? Oh, I'm getting those questions, girl. What's
Tell
up?
me it's not Prosper because I want him. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, you're not kidding. You're not kidding. Like,
Very important phone call I have.
So, are you dating Prosper?
I am not dating anybody from this season of our
Oh, but another season?
I have to go now.
wait, it's okay.
It's
Stop.
AfterBuzz
Is it
exclusive.
Devin? I love Devin too, but I would love you two together because I love you both. Please.
It's
him.
Devin.
It's
Devin.
Devin. He's an East Coaster. Are you guys drinking foamers together? Because I know he's about his foamers.
I didn't say anything.
Yes. Oh my
Kind
gosh.
of giving it away. She's got to give it away.
Devin and Tori, I love it more than anything I thought I could ever love.
Look at her face.
You know, sorry, I had to open it up real quick.
And he just got some money from the challenge, so he's taking you on good dates now.
Look at this.
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
You have to go. She has
That's
to go.
a shoe.
Her
That
phone
is a
calling.
shoe.
Her shoe is calling. No,
Wait.
I think she answered it. We'll let it. We'll let it go.
We'll let you go now.
But I'm really curious, though, really quick, right before we let you go.
Yeah.
What do you do for a living, girl? Because your Instagram is
the
on, like,
best.
what you doing?
Yeah.
You be
So many
working.
things right
You
now.
be
I mean, I
working.
work like normal job. I work in a marketing team. So screw that because that sucks. But I've been working on like getting my music out there now. So that's what's really going on. And I've been performing a lot of places and just working in the clubs in the city, just doing my thing.
Love it.
Do you have anything out right now?
I just dropped a music video tonight with Prosper.
What? With Prosper?
Oh my boy!
What? Oh, okay.
that.
So, ladies and gentlemen, exclusive.
Oh.
Tori and Prosper will be on our reunion show next week.
Oh my
So
gosh.
what we're gonna do is we're going to intro the show with their music video.
Yes.
Boom. Done. Done.
I love it.
Done.
I
It's
love
done. It's done.
That is so dope. Congratulations
Yeah,
on
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
No, Tori, thank you so much for being on the show. We appreciate you staying up
Thank
so
you.
late,
Yes.
talking with us.
I wish I
looking
could
forward
see
to-
you.
I know. I know.
back.
I know. It's gonna work out though. But yeah, next week we'll see you again next week. We're
Yeah,
Prosper
bring
and we're really
Devin,
excited
yeah.
about the music video.
Yeah. Hey, Tori, tell Prosper I say hello.
That's okay.
In a very sexual voice. No, I'm kidding.
She loves that dude.
Prosper, the invisible woman wants me.
Right.
Maybe
She
you'll,
loves it.
yes, but I do.
Exactly.
The Invisible Woman.
Just tell him to watch afterwards. She'll
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
Abby Vega,
I'm
right
just a
here,
girl.
right next to you.
Gotcha.
It's all good. No, thank you so much, Tori. We'll see you
Thank
next
you.
week. All right.
Guys, thank you.
Bye.
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 Devin, wait, what?
Can you bring the
Craziness.
chat roll up, please?
Yes, we need
Engineer,
to see
can
the
you
chat.
please bring the chat roll up?
This is so crazy right
She's
now.
awesome.
Whoa.
I just
dope.
can't get
She's
over
dope.
her enough. And like her, even just like the fit, she's hilarious.
She's
Yeah,
so funny.
She's
dope.
exactly like we saw her
She's
on the
like,
show.
she is exactly like she is on the
And
show.
she's
What is a
awesome.
foamer? What is
Oh,
yeah.
it's a thing that Devin does from Are You the One? It's like a foamer, like he'll like fill a beer and then just like chug it by himself, and he's like, "Oh, here's another foamer for me," and he just chugs beers by himself on
wow.
Snapchat.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Oh,
Oh, we were huge fans of him.
yeah.
I love Devin. Do you guys did not like him?
He wasn't my favorite.
See, I loved him. I thought he was hilarious, so I would like be all for them together.
different that. Oh my god. Oh, Ryan.
Ouchie!
It's getting crazy. The finale.
My god.
Yo, it's getting crazy. All right, so I just want to hit a few more points before we bounce. I feel like that fight. I want to get into that fight that
Kaitlyn,
happened.
yeah.
The Kaitlyn and
Yes.
Prosper, and then
Craziness.
Gio gets into it. I feel like, again, and we kind of talked about this
Yeah, we
before, but you know, I think Kaitlyn and Prosper would have worked it out, and you can see how they apologized to one another afterwards. And Prosper said that, you know, he didn't really mean it. Of course, he let himself, get ahead of himself. But I think the Gio situation really inflamed it and caused it to go where it needed to go. And I feel like he's been that way the whole season. And I'm just curious as to, we talked to ASAP, about him as well, who says he's my friend, but, he feels some kind of way and he does this. And I'm just curious as to finding out, like, what puts him in that way.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's people out there on the show that genuinely, like, I feel like cared for him.
Yes.
Like, especially Caleb. Or tried to.
Even,
but he just was the way he was.
Yeah.
And that was just what it was.
Yeah. I thought that was so interesting, that whole fight, because, we all love Kaitlyn so much. She's so real and awesome. And in that situation, her and Prosper, we talked about it, because at first I was like, did she have to freak out like that? But then you see that if it was her and Prosper just talking one-on-one, like, yeah, he shouldn't have called her a bitch. But I think coming from him, she would have been able to understand it more and talked through it.
Yeah.
But Gio coming in, and you do see, Asaph, we had him last week. He talked so highly of Gio, know. He said, that's my friend. I care for him a lot. And you see Francesca trying to talk to him even. And so that's why it's genuinely hard for me to understand where Gio's coming from, because I still try to defend him a little bit, like saying I try to see the best in him and understand where he's coming from, but it's things like this where I don't understand.
I always try to see the best in people, and I think it's just a deeper complex than we can even think of on the surface level of this own show here.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I mean? But from what we see and what we've seen continuously, it's the same thing over and over again. It's more than just a show that he has to deal with and whatnot. And we see that. Now, if Prosper and Kaitlyn were going to talk to each other, and if they were going to get into it, as they got into it, it looks like it was slowly calming down in between. Like it looked like there was just about to be a time where Prosper was like, "I'm trying to talk to you," and Kaitlyn was going to back off a little because she realized that she was going a little bit overboard.
Right.
But then when Gio comes in,
steps in.
Yeah.
this emotion, right, kind of just gets to her, just like the emotion with him in whatever situation he's going through. Right. It's kind of the same thing. You know what I mean? I think that's why they both understand each other at the end of the situation when they started talking, or once again, and it was a little bit more calm. And let's leave on a nicer note or whatnot.
Yeah.
I think that's where they kind of realize, like, she is like, I have issues to deal with. You have issues to deal with as well too. At least this time, he finally admitted it.
I know.
Because when Ryan was like, remember Ryan was like,
Oh, he was getting on him.
he was getting on him.
He was getting on him.
You know
He
what
was
I mean?
going in.
Well, that's another thing is I'm thinking too, is like clearly when this altercation happened, there was alcohol involved. And I think a lot of people watching, like, that's not always an excuse by any means. Like, alcohol is not an excuse. But I think that there's a good chance that they kind of left out some of these things of Gio maybe being more rational while he was not under the influence, because the way that Kaitlyn interacted with him while it seemed like they were sober, it seemed like a very like cordial interaction for being the day after they had this big thing. So I think there's obviously a lot that we don't see. And I think that we forget to sometimes take into account what alcohol can do to any side of an argument. Not that it's an excuse, but I try to kind of maybe reason with him a little, because he can't be that awful of a person if someone like Kaitlyn is still kind of...
See, my only thing is that he said stuff outside on social media sober.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Which makes me feel like, dude, like what? Like when he's sober, he's periscoping.
Right.
You know, the whole, I don't know, allegedly threatening, people or whatnot over Twitter or whatnot. So that makes me think like, okay, I'm giving him that chance, but there's where he breaks it again.
Yeah, he takes it super personally, like Asaph said last week. It's so true. And I'm sure like being in that house for one is hard enough, but then having to play it back and see yourself on TV and, especially with fans like constantly being like, Gio sucks.
Yeah,
blah, blah. It cannot be easy. So, a part of me kind of feels bad for him in that way.
I mean, I think we always, and we know, we cover these shows, so we know that there's a lot of editing involved. We know there's a lot of alcohol involved. So we know that there's all of these factors. They don't have any outlet. Like she said, they were bored and she made, 7 dolls out of grass or whatever. Like, it's done that way purposely because they want to garner these reactions. However, I think what we saw of Gio is what he has done and what he is because of how he's shown himself. Yes, is he that way all the time? Absolutely not.
Probably
and I
not,
think the whole situation with Kaitlyn, I'm sure they've had other conversations, but I think that was monumental because it was the end. And I think at this point, it's like, look, there's no more fighting left.
There's nothing
We're
to
at the
lose.
end of this. Let me just come. Let's just like leave on a good note. I don't want to leave bitter. You know, we went through it or whatever. You were wrong. I was wrong. What have you? Let's just end. And I think that was good of him to do that. And I think by Devin checking him, I think that also was something that he needed, because a lot of times people don't see themselves.
Devin,
Oh, yeah.
Prosper. Who are you talking
Did I
about?
say
Devlin.
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 Oh,
Devlin.
I meant
That's what I thought you meant. I thought you meant that.
I meant Ryan. His last name is Devlin. But we
Yeah.
talked about
That's
Devlin.
what I thought you meant. I thought you meant
so
Devlin.
I'm pushing the two together.
Yeah.
You are.
It's
You are.
late. Oh my God, it's late.
I know.
No, but you know, look, everyone's talking about the same thing. They think Kaitlyn just wasn't her feelings as well as Gio. It's kind of the same emotional situation that came together and whatnot.
Yeah.
And it all comes back to the fact that they have to live and be forced to be together. Like if this were any other relationship, they would
not-
split.
exactly.
They would not see each other. So it all comes down to that.
Yeah.
And
But
proud of
it's-
them for having that last conversation.
I think that was good, and I'm hoping that at this point, you know, now that the show's over, even though we've seen how he's reacted afterwards, and some of the other cast members or what have you, that at least there's some, you know, silver lining.
Yeah.
You know, like Tori says, she's like, I'm good with everybody. I don't have any beef with anybody. And you can't expect it to be perfect anyway. I mean, these are 20 different individuals with their own lives, all that stuff going on.
All different walks of life.
With Tori, though, that's easy to say because she has been like. That's why it's very interesting. I love actually seeing shows like this go down because we see someone like Gio and you kind of rationalize his bad behavior based on being in this situation. But then you also see someone like Tori who manages to still be herself, a good person. She's, you know, she gets in the drama but does it in such a respectful way. You know, when she has issues. So it kind of cancels out us rationalizing other people's awful behavior. But Tori, it doesn't surprise me that she has no bad beef with anyone because she's been amazing the whole time.
You can tell
She's
by
so
the interviews,
real.
she's just a really cool person.
She's awesome.
And I think anybody like that, everyone's gonna have, you know, their moments.
Yeah.
But I think overall, because of how cool she is, how down to earth she is, that makes, you know, just her as a better person all the way around. She seems like she's very level-headed in the sense that, you know, like you look at Kaitlyn, right? And I love Kaitlyn. We've had her on the show, but Kaitlyn, I think, has, and that's why she has to be like, look, don't do what I did. You know, I learned from my mistakes, what have you. She
Very self-aware, which I love about her.
But she can go off. She's quick-tempered, and that's just part of her makeup. Part of her personality, whereas somebody like Tori is not. But she has this great personality, and she seems like, I can see why anybody would fall in love with her. You know, I see why Asa went for her. I see like Prosper. I mean, I see why all of them
she's
went
awesome.
for her.
And we even see how how these personalities go with what happened with John today. I mean, he was just negative throughout the whole time, and he finally said it, and you know, like in front of everybody, I just become an asshole just so I won't get hurt. You know what I mean? It goes deeper into their emotions and what they've had. You know,
and a lot of stuff that we don't see, you know, or hear about from their previous relationships. So.
And who knows what has happened in Gio's life that is makes him the way he is.
I'm sure that
You
there's probably more.
These people are on the show for a reason.
They're people, They're on there for a reason.
They're on there for a reason.
For
you know,
sure.
they've had trouble in the past matching up with people, and that's the whole point of being on the show.
Right.
So it is what it is. But people are asking about this reunion situation.
Yes,
They're, like,
let's
blanking
talk.
out. So let's talk about this reunion. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be having a one and only AfterBuzz Are You the One reunion show next week.
Now listen, I don't think MTV's doing one, but we're doing one.
Yes,
So
we
we
are.
need you all to tune in and check it out. Retweet. Let your people know. Everyone who watches AYTO. Let's do a record break. You know, like a record
It's gonna be
deal
awesome.
over
It's going to
here,
be
you know
dope.
what I mean?
It's going to be dope.
record-breaking
I'm
over
super
here.
excited. Of course, we've had, you know, as we said, we've had guests every single show. Today was no different. So glad to have Tori on the show. So we definitely will have a bunch of, I'm not going to say who it is because you just got to tune in.
Tune
But
in, everyone.
trust and believe it will be worth your while.
Yeah, you will not be mad.
You will not be disappointed. We will have several guests.
Right.
And we will also have guests on Skype. And we already mentioned that Tori and Prosper will be back with us on Skype together. And we get to debut their music video
So pumped to
on
see
the
that, by the
show.
way.
Exactly. So it's going to be amazing. And we're going to get the dirt and we're going to get the good stuff.
The good.
Yes, all that
And
We've
behind
never
the scenes
disappointed.
action.
Yeah, we're never disappointed. Never disappointed. I don't think there'll be any fights.
No.
But if they are, Nino is here to take care of it all. He will.
Nino. I'm going to spray him with a sea
I know,
salt.
I was like, I
Where's the sea
don't
salt
know.
at?
Where's the sea salt spray?
Where's the sea salt spray?
No, it's all love. It's all love.
It
It's
is.
all love. It's gonna be a good time. But I'm really excited. You know, those of you that are wondering what's going on with the cast, what they're doing now, they'll be able to tell you. You see some of the relationships if they're still happening. If they're not, we get to get the scoop.
When and
All
what
of that good
time?
stuff. Yeah,
Next week?
next week.
Regular time?
8 o'clock.
8
8
o'clock,
Pacific
y'all.
Standard Time.
There you
We
go.
won't be doing this late garbage. I can't even talk straight. Making up words, making up
sleepy.
names. Like, it's all bad. Season 9
Season 9 and 10.
Season
Season
9 and
9,
10.
10,
I mean, you know,
12?
I'm
I don't know.
just foreshadowing the future.
Yeah.
all.
Exactly.
That's
You
right.
know,
We'll still be
That's
here
right.
season 9 and
yeah.
10.
Exactly. It's going down. But ladies and gentlemen, that's our show for tonight. Thank you so much for being with us all season long. Thank you for those of us that are in the live chat.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Bria. Love
Yeah.
you too.
Love you guys. Thank you so much. It's going down next week. Make sure you tune in. Live stream will be going on 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can also catch it on YouTube when it downloads on that. Make sure you follow on Twitter, all that kind of stuff. It's going down.
Going down.
It's going down. It's
Right,
going
right.
down, son. I'm Lem Gonsalves, as always. I'm always Lem Gonsalves. That's me. And you can find me all the time, everywhere on social media at The Poet Saint. Abby Vega, a.k.a. Country Twerking. Where you at, girl?
Woo.
You can find Country Twerkin' on Twitter and on Instagram at _Abby Vega.
Yeah. My boy,
Hey.
Nino Llanera. Where you at, baby?
Hey, what's going on? You can always find me out at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Bring it, I saw you there. Love you too. Catch us next week, Monday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, y'all.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's going
yeah.
down. You guys, it's been another incredible season.
Yes.
So happy about it. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Desiree Murphy _ and don't forget to tune in next Monday at 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
You
Do
are-
it. Do
Do
it.
it.
It's going down. Until next week. Peace out.
Yay.
Woo.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Okay.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.